Welcome to Committee Representative Smith, and I will go ahead and move that House File 2032 be laid over for possible inclusion. Welcome. Would you like to tell us about your bill?
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Chair. I'm going to be very brief because I know, like most committees, we are very short on time these days. This bill number 2032 is about the Clean Energy Resource Teams, or CERTs for short. They work like a navigator, connecting people to resources, information. They need to advance energy efficiency, renewable energy products all around Minnesota. This is going right now. They receive $500,000 per year from the CIP R&D fund, and this is going to give them an additional $500,000 from the general fund. That's what this bill will do. And I'm very excited as a Greater Minnesota representative that a lot of this money is going to go to staff full-time positions in each of the 6 Greater Minnesota regions that CERS has outlined, along with some other positions as well. I'm going to leave it there for now and pass it over to my testifiers.
Wonderful. Thank you to Committee Lissa Polish. Did I say that right?
Polish, like shoe polish.
Polish. We got hockey and hockey and shoe polish. Great. Please introduce yourself for the record and proceed with your testimony.
Chair Akam, thanks for the opportunity to be here with you and committee members. My name is Lissa Polish, and I serve as the Clean Energy Resource Teams, or CERTs Director, based at the University of Minnesota Extension's Regional Sustainable Development Partnerships. We've been told we have about 5 minutes, so I am going to move quickly. As you could see in the fact sheet that came in your packets, and you can see on this slide, CERTs is a partnership, and so we are not an organization, but rather bring together these 4 partners to work together on our shared mission to connect individuals and their communities to the resources that they need to both identify and implement community-based clean energy projects. We work across the state, and you can see our map of 7 regions here, and have staff and steering committee members in each of these regions. In your packets, there was actually a listing of all of the steering committee members, so you can get a sense of the makeup of our steering committees. In our 2022 Summary of Impacts report, you see a sense of the work that we do, and with some of the written testimonials that were sent in, you also have another sense. We are looking for your support to be able to do even more. This gives you a quick snapshot of the different kinds of work that we do, and in the interest of time, I want to just quickly mention that this example on the right is a resource page from our website about the Inflation Reduction Act. This is emblematic of some of the work that we do with folks. We provide resources and tools to help them understand opportunities. We do direct technical assistance to help folks move projects forward. So we do projects with local governments, for example, to help them understand their energy efficiency options. We also then field direct questions from interested stakeholders, convene peer networks, and we do a whole lot of seed grants. Since we started doing seed grant funding in 2006, we have funded 467 projects that you can see here on this map. On the back of our summary 2022 highlights document, you can see a map of the 74 projects that were funded just last year, many very closely related to energy efficiency. And here's just a quick snapshot of some energy efficiency projects that we have done with food shelves and food banks, including one in Representative Smith's district, Channel 1 Food Bank, and one in St. Charles. This led to a number of other projects with food shelves where we are both assisting them with the work at the food shelf to make them more efficient and have more dollars to put back into their mission, and then also providing resources and tools like we are for Neighbors United in Granite Falls so that food shelf patrons can have access to energy efficiency.
Thank you, Ms. Polish. Next up, we have Diana McKeown. Please state your name for the record and proceed.
Chair Akam, committee members, my name is Diana McKeown, and I represent the Great Plains Institute, one of the 4 partners for CERTs. Grateful to be here to testify on our behalf. This is, our work is really wide-ranging. It's always focused on clean energy deployment. This is kind of a snapshot of some of the things that we do. We have a clean energy job board, and we provide technical assistance to rural groceries, helping them get energy assessments and connections to get cooler upgrades. And this in particular one was Aaron's Grocery in Fertile, Minnesota. We help host EV ride and drives. We conduct manufactured home park blitzes and overall really help try to reduce home energy burden. We have lots of resources, and we partner with the home energy, the manufactured home parks and their residents, and also with utilities on helping programming, including with Minnesota Energy Resources recently. Beyond manufactured homes, we have home energy guides for single-family homes, manufactured homes, renters, landlords, and they're in multiple languages. They are also customizable that communities can use them, or even a landlord could put their logo on it. We also have, heat pumps are all the rage, and so we have oodles of resources when it comes to air source heat pumps. We have not only guides, but we actually recently launched a column called Ask Alexis. Our colleague Alexis does that column, advice column. And do a lot of work focused in greater Minnesota on renewable energy. We get lots of questions from farmers and small businesses, both on energy efficiency and renewable energy. Like I said, we help the rural groceries a lot, as I mentioned. We hosted 2 grant writing workshops for rural groceries to help them pursue some funding for the Good Food Access Fund and the USDA REAP funds. Beyond efficiency, we also do custom project assistance, helping people that really want to pursue renewable energy. Our Greater Minnesota Renewable Energy Program really helps explore projects that could work for farms or businesses, and we help identify funding, et cetera. Finally, we have done a lot of work with utilities and cities and helping them with preparing for vehicle electrification. We host cohorts to help support their decision making with information and resources. We do this across the state, and we convene also peer-to-peer networks, and we did one this fall for electric vehicles with a number of utilities and had a panel from that included East Central Electric, Wright-Hennepin Electric, and Elk River municipal utilities. This is just an example of some of the work we do in Greater Minnesota on electric vehicles. We did an event in conjunction with utilities and car dealerships, and it included a big heavy lift from Minn Kota in northern Minnesota called Northern Exposure. And then I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to share more about CERTs. We've worked really hard over the past 20 years to help communities advance their own clean energy projects. And with additional support for the CERTs teams, we'll be able to scale up our work so that those communities can really capture all of the resources that are coming down the line right now. So, and advance their projects. So thank you so much.
And thank you to both Ms. Polish and Ms. McKeown for the brief but informative presentation on the great work that CERTs does. I think there's one other testifier that would like to present, Annette, Brechon, Kuyper?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Welcome to committee,
Chair
please.
ACOM and committee members, thank you. My name is Annette Kuyper, and I am the Community Relations and Beneficial Electrification Director for Wright-Hennepin Cooperative Electric Association. Wright-Hennepin is a member-owned, not-for-profit electrical utility that provides power to over 58,000 electric accounts in rural Wright County and western Hennepin County. We find the CERTs resources valuable in our mission to provide clean, affordable, and reliable energy to our members. As a newly elected member to the CERTs Metro Steering Committee, I have witnessed their valuable work in connecting communities to renewable energy options. This has been shown directly in the Wright-Hennepin service area in 3 ways. As you've heard today, the CERTs website has many resources that are accessible to our members, including the home energy guides and updates on clean energy incentives. Also, the CERTs team lends technical expertise and support to our efforts to leverage state and federal funding to build out our electric grid to accommodate the rapid growth of electric vehicles. Obtaining this funding will have savings that are direct to our members. Lastly, the CERTs team unites Wright-Hennepin with partners to synchronize statewide clean energy efforts to provide affordable and reliable energy to our members. As Diana mentioned, they convened a peer-to-peer electric vehicle-focused webinar to share information with other utilities and to discuss auto dealer engagement. Our COO, Wendy Youngren, joined other experts across the state to share our EV initiatives and learn from each other. This additional funding will allow CERTs to increase staffing to ensure that the team is equipped to give us the necessary resources on clean energy initiatives that benefit all of our members in our service area. we encourage you to support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kuyper. And it looks like we have a question from Representative Igo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I think my question would be best directed at Ms. McKeown, who's the CERT director. So you're getting seated there. I'll start going through the questions. So looking at all the stuff we got here in front of us, I noticed the one part here, you talk about all the learning opportunities you do in communities, which I think is a good thing. But something I think that's been missing in a lot of when we do learning opportunities for whether it be different programs, whether it be what's going on in our state, we forget to talk about the whole story of things. And I'm just wondering, in these learning opportunities, do you talk about what it means to, how we get, everything that is required for solar and wind infrastructure, how we build batteries, how we build cars? Because I think our society as a whole has forgotten, there was senators from the range before me that talked about, kids these days don't realize that milk comes from a cow, right? We need to be telling that story so we can be a more interconnected society to understand where things come from. So I guess my question to you to be are any of these learning opportunities talking about what it means to build an electric vehicle, to build a wind turbine, to build solar?
Ms. McKeown.
Chair Acom, Representative Igo. We provide information as broadly as needed for folks to feel like they have the information to make decisions based on their own community interest. And so, if we're asked for that information, we do. There are several times that people want us to do broader, 30,000 foot level, like what does the energy system look like? Where do things come from? So we do those if we're asked by community to do that, for sure. We're not trying to hide any information. I mean, I think the important thing for maybe community members to know that don't know about us, we're not evangelists. We're not trying to convince people to do clean energy that don't want to. We are there to help them if they want to.
Representative Igo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just think it's a really important thing that, I'm not saying you're trying to hide anything at all. I just think that for us to be a connected society, we're always talking about how we want to bridge this greater Minnesota and metro divide and how we all can see things on a more global scale and work together on things. And I think that I would feel a lot more comfortable knowing, if we're going to appropriate money for you to do out and do this training, that if we were going to tell the whole story of it, so that saying, yeah, if you want to put solar panels in your backyard or at your community center, here's the process it's going through. Here's the way it's produced. Here's the way it's manufactured. Here's how you're going to buy it. And I think if more people understood the impacts of that, maybe we could be the change and start investing in ourselves here so that we didn't have to tell the story of how bad it maybe is on the backside, and we could invest in ourselves right here in Minnesota. I think that's kind of been the theme of this conversation today is how can we invest in the Minnesota workforce? How can we invest in Minnesota to be the leaders that we really are? So that's all. Thank you.
Representative Igo. Representative Ream.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I would like to thank Representative Smith for bringing this bill forward. I did meet with the CERTS team, and I found the information fascinating. I know there's a lot of people who are really interested in transitioning. They want to know how to install a heat pump or replace their gas stoves or gas water heaters. And I think this is the connecting glue. Because people want to know how to do it, but they don't know how to do it. So I think it's great that we have a program like this, and I think it's a great idea to expand it. So I really appreciate this bill, and I fully support it. Thank you so much.
Representative Swazinski.
Hey, thank you, Madam Chair. Obviously we're always concerned with kind of bang for your buck. And, you look at, I think, I don't remember quite where this is using general fund money for across the state and other sources of income, probably from ratepayers, to fund this. Kind of what, as a bang for your buck as far as an expansion, like if it wasn't for CERTS teams, how many less projects would have been put in, do you think?
Ms. McKeown, do you want to take a stab?
Chair Acom, Representative, I appreciate the question. I think it's hard to say that. I mean, we talked about the 467 projects that we have seed grant funding for since 2006, $1.6 million in that time that we've put back into communities. I think that what we provide is something that communities can really grab onto and really do projects. And some of it's so intangible. It's really hard. It's about connecting them and making relationships with another community that's done a similar project that they learn from. My colleague likes to say, we don't like people to make, we only want people to make new mistakes, right? And so we try to equip them with best practices and learnings from other communities to each other. And I'll say that, especially in greater Minnesota, having additional capacity to help folks. We're getting inundated with requests to help understand the opportunities that are out there for communities, whether it's a city, a county, a business association. I mean, we're getting all kinds of questions and requests to speak and share information and help people right now. And so we really just want to be there to support that effort. We're just inundated with the requests right now. And I'll just say to Representative Igo's question about workforce and jobs, we have our most popular item on our website is our clean energy job board. It's pretty, take a look at it. It's got a lot of jobs on it. I think we put 30 solar jobs on it in the last, couple days or whatever. So, we are really looking at that workforce development, all of those things, and, happy to continue that work and looking forward to that.
Representative Swazinski, did you have any follow-up? Seeing no further questions or comments, Representative Smith, did you want to do any closing comments?
Yeah, real quick. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for listening, and thank you for this great discussion. I would just say, as we're talking about bang for your buck, this is a great program for bang for your buck. Right now, we know their funding is at $500,000. I think you mentioned 1.6 in local $1 million in grants. That's a wonderful ROI, and so I would say let's put more money into that program and get even more out of that. And I'm really excited to bring this to you. I hope it is in the ultimate omnibus bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Smith. And with that, the bill is laid over.